Hello everyone, welcome to another video. In this video, I would like to talk about how I was able to switch to DevOps after multiple years of doing something else. I wanted to come up with this video because I understand there are a lot of people who are trying to appear in a lot of DevOps, SRE and cloud interviews and they are not able to crack the interviews and they are doubting themselves. They think why we are failing because I have been through that same path, so I wanted to talk about those pain points and how to overcome those. But just before I start talking about that, I just wanted to talk about myself a little bit. So I started way back in 2009. I'm a 2009 BTech pass out. Uh, I passed from a very basic college. Okay, so and between 2009 and 2011, I did not get any job. Because if you remember in 2009, we had IT recession, especially in India. There were jobs, but jobs were really less. So I was struggling to get a job in IT, and between 2009 and 2011, I worked in a lot of small jobs here and there. I even worked for a BPO for a few months. I'm not saying that BPOs are bad, but just after you pass out your BTech, you think that you'll be able to get a very good job in IT in a reputed company, but that did not happen for me. But all I want to say is that between 2009 and 2011, it was one of the toughest times of my life. But somehow I did not give up. I just I kept going at it. I kept improving myself. In 2009, I wasn't able to speak in English at all, so I was scared to appear in the interviews also. So I worked on that part as well. Okay, so if I can do it, you can do it too. Okay, so in 2011, I got my first job in IT. So I was hired as a project management trainee. It's called PME, but in reality, I was a service desk analyst basically, where I was the first point of contact for the impacted customers. So this project that I was a part of, there I was the first point of contact. So I used to use this tool called Remedy, which was given by a BMC vendor. Okay, so it was called BMC Remedy at that time, and that was a tool that we were using to log customer complaints. It was an SAP project basically, systems, applications, and products in data processing. So SAP project it was, and I was a part of the service desk team. I used to take the calls. I used to check the emails and log the tickets, and then just forward it to the higher level teams basically. So that was my job at that time. Okay, so but I had a stable job. I would say I was grateful for this job. I was earning my bread and butter, but deep down I knew one thing very clearly, that this role had a ceiling. Okay, so once again, I'm not saying that this role is bad, but I always wanted to get into core technical roles in IT. Okay, but I wasn't able to get into one at that time. So that was the time I came to know about ITIL. Okay, so ITIL is a way, or you can say it's a type of a method that is used in organizations to manage the services. So basically, it is called a service management role. So you can get the certifications also, ITIL. So when I'm an ITIL certified as well. So at that time, my colleagues and friends told me that you can switch to an ITIL role. So I started learning ITIL at that time, and somehow I got the role of major incident manager. Okay, so for nearly 5 years, I was into this IT service desk role, and then I switched to ITL major incident manager role. So once again, I came to know about a lot of things like incident management, stakeholder communication, root cause discussions, pressure handling. So it was a very good role. But what I found is that there's a limit of how much you can grow your salary in this role. So I started applying for this role in other companies as well. I wanted to switch my job. I tried a lot, but I wasn't able to switch. So once again, I was really disappointed. I thought, okay, I'm not sure what I can do better to increase my salary, because in my current company at that time I wasn't able to get the good hike. So yeah, that was the reason I wanted to switch. So once again, I was stressful, not going financially, or I'm not learning anything new. So, and I just wanted to check on myself whether I want to continue like this for the next 20 years, or I want to do something else. Then came the main turning point. One of my close friends who was working as a DevOps engineer at that time, I spoke to him about this problem that I'm not able to switch, I'm not able to increase my salary, I'm not able to learn anything new. So he guided me. Okay, so he guided me how you can switch to DevOps. The first question that I asked him, that I have been into this role for many years, uh, so can I still switch? He said, yes, you can still switch. Okay, so that was the time I started working on myself. All I'm saying is, I know it's not an easy path to switch to DevOps, if especially if you're working in some domain or you're a fresher. Okay, it's not an easy thing, but if you just, I mean, have some plan, like you would like to improve yourself, one thing in a day. Okay, so like that, you should have some strategy that you would want to work on all the things that you're lacking in, and then you can be prepared for this role very well. Okay, anyways, I'll talk about a lot of things in this video. So that was the time I started working on this role. I started to prepare for this role. Okay, so I started from zero, as I mentioned. I mean, I wasn't into technical things at all, so I started working on the foundations part. I started with the networking basics, basically. Okay, how networking works in general, in basic. Then I started with storage concepts, the database basics, database basics, and then I just started to research around how applications actually work, and then I started with the Linux fundamentals. Okay, so if you see, just before Linux, I started working on these things first before I actually touched Linux. Okay, so these were the things that I was reading a lot about at that time, and then I started with Linux fundamentals and basics of cloud computing. But what happened, reading about all these things from the last 2 months or so, but once again, I did not have any path. I did not know how to move ahead and like get a job in this field. But somehow, when I started learning about these things, I got an internal opportunity only in the company. So it was an IJP, internal job posting, for a Linux administrator, and I was able to grab it. Okay, so I mean, I went through the test actually, and I was able to crack the test. Okay, so just because I was reading about these things, I was learning about these things, I got this opportunity, and I was able to crack it. You see how these things started to work uh, for me. Okay, so that's how the things work in real world, also in real world. Okay, so you just start to, like, I mean, prepare on something, and you will see one opportunity uh, will come to your door knocking. So that's how I started as a Linux administrator. So once again, this move was critical, so that I was able to I mean, work on some real servers, logs, configurations, and real systems. I was able to touch those things basically. Okay, but once again, I was not satisfied. I was really happy that I'm into a technical role now, Linux administrator. But once again, I wanted to move ahead. Okay, I did not want to stop there. So what I did, I started working on the DevOps things after this. So I used to spend like 3 to 4 hours every single day after office hours to learn DevOps. Okay, no weekends, no shortcuts, no motivational posters. Okay, just discipline, because it needs a lot of discipline. So I used to spend 3 to 4 hours daily to improve my DevOps skills. Okay, so I started learning all these things: Linux in deep, shell scripting, Git, CI/CD concepts, cloud basics, then Kubernetes, okay, containers, Terraform, all those things. I started working on it, and then I started to appear for some interviews. But once again, failing DevOps interviews again and again. I failed close to 10 to 12 interviews initially, guys, when I was started preparing for it. Even though I studied well, even then I wasn't able to crack the interviews. A lot of rejections happened, and once again, I felt like quitting at times. But then, just I just started to restart myself the next day. Okay, no, I'll not give up. I'll work harder. So the pain points that I wanted to talk about is, I know that because when you are in the interview, you learn about all the basics, the fundamentals, but when the interview is asking about the real world project that you've been part of, okay, so that's the pain point where you struggle. Okay, and apart from that, you also struggle to answer the real world scenario based questions. So how this all started to work is, I started to research online how to how the companies actually use DevOps to build the projects for their applications. Once again, it needs a lot of research, it needs a lot of patience, but all the resources are available online for you. Okay, some are free, and some are paid, but resources are available. So what I suggest is, okay, you build one end-to-end project, including all the tools yourself. Then add all the things to it, like you add monitoring, alerting, then see how you can roll back the code that you deployed. Okay, then you also think about what interviewer can actually ask in the project that you have built, because that project has been built by you, you know it end to end. So what all questions the interviewer may ask you, you need to think about those things. You need to make your own notes about those projects, so that if the interviewer is asking you anything about that project, you should be knowing each and everything about it, and include all the tools together. And it takes time, guys. It's not like a 1 day 2 day thing. It takes like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month, and for few it can take like 2 months, but it is totally worth it. So these are the things that you should work on. So take some project, okay, online. There are some playlists on my YouTube channel as well. You can take a look at that also for some real world projects. You can ask me queries if you have any. So you can check that playlist. I'm going to put the link of that playlist in the description of this video. So take a look at that. Try to build the projects. Okay, try to work on each and everything together. Make notes out of it. Then think what interviewer can ask you. Add observability to it. Okay, try to get alerts, the dashboards, and see how the real world dashboard looks like. All the resources are available for you. So try to do this one project. Spend like 1 month or 2 months, then make notes, and this is how you should start working on these things, and then appear for the interviews. You so in this case you will have a better chance to crack the interview if you do all these things together. Okay, so that's what I started to work on. And if you see my GitHub repo also, okay, there are like close to 76 repositories. Okay, I started way back. If you see, a lot of the projects were local at that time, but I started to upload them in 2019. And if you can see, there are so many projects that I've been part of. So all these were struggling years. Okay, I was just trying to learn, trying to improve myself, and now like I have 76 repositories. So this is how you should start as well. Apart from that, I have also worked for a reputed company which creates DevOps courses. I don't want to take the name, but I was the part of. I mean, I provided a lot of inputs to this a company to prepare the DevOps courses. So I used to do a lot of freelancing also. Basically, is what I mean at that time. So I used to do freelancing. So that also gave me a lot of confidence that yes, I belong to this field. So this was the breakthrough moment for me, basically, where I started to working on this project, the real world project, end to end with all the things integrated together. Also, I was part of developing the DevOps course for a reputed company. And then after this, I was able to crack one interview finally, and I was able to get 50% salary hike from my current salary. Okay, and I was also getting work from home at that time. So it was a dream come true for me. And this was my entry into the real DevOps role. Then I worked there for a few years, and then I again switched. And this time I switched as Senior SRE, which is my current role, and it's a remote job completely. So I don't go to office. This company doesn't have office at all, so it's a completely remote job. It's going to remain. It's going to remain remote uh, in the future as well. So in this role also, I got 50% salary hike on my current salary, whatever it was. So in total, in the last 4 years, I have tripled my salary after moving into DevOps. So I mean, whatever I lost in the earlier years, I was able to recover up to certain limit in the last 4 years. Okay, so it doesn't happen overnight, and not by luck, but you have to be persistent. Basically, you have to show some perseverance. You have to show some consistency in learning the things on day-to-day basis. Only then this is going to work for you also. So if you see, I was into non-technical role for 7 long years. Okay, even then I was able to switch to DevOps, and now I'm very comfortable in this role. Okay, and I'm into a remote role as well. So yeah, so if I can do it, you can do it too. Basically, that's what I wanted to uh, show in this video. This was all about it. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button. Please share this with others. And if you have any queries, you can always reach out to me, and do subscribe to my channel as well. And that's all for this one. And I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye for now.